Hello, welcome to episode 4 of Shrinking Man UK. I'm Leo. I had gastric bypass surgery, Roux-en-Y gastric bypass surgery on June the 6th, 2017. And this is update number 4, 7 weeks post-op, 7 weeks and 1 day. So today's main update is around my weight and specifically around my BMI. As of a couple of days ago, my weight was 12 stone and 6 pounds, which is 174 pounds or 78.3 kilos, and I am 5 foot 4 inches tall. So what that means is that I am officially, according to the BMI chart, no longer obese. I'm just overweight. Is that good? Yes, I think that is good. So I have a new target. My next target weight is 10 stone and 5 pounds, which is 65 kilos or 145 pounds, and that is when I will leave the overweight sector of the BMI and I will be my healthy weight within the healthy range of the body mass index. I don't know how long that will take. I'm not rushing, but so far I have lost, if we think about my excess body weight when I started this at the first meeting with the surgeon in February of this year, I've lost 58% of my excess body weight. So I'm more than halfway there. So let's actually do my measurements properly, as I've written them all down here. Currently 12 stone 6 pounds, that's 174 pounds or 78.3 kilograms. And my BMI is 29.9. So just below the magic 30.0 border of overweight and obese. My neck measurement is 16 inches, which is down 2 inches. My chest is 40 inches, which is down 6 inches. My stomach measures 41 inches, which is down 9 inches. My waist is 36.5 inches, and that's down 8.5 inches, and a measurement around my thigh, I'm assuming they're both the same, I'm not doing them individually, is 20 inches, which is down 3 inches. So what I'm noticing at the moment is that I'm going through clothes. I mentioned that in my last video. I had to go to a cheap clothes shop to buy some t-shirts and trousers because everything else was now way too big, and you saw last time the sacks that I'd sent off to the charity shop. Those cheap replacement clothes are getting a little bit too baggy now, so I've moved on to another couple of pairs of jeans which are now a 34 waist, and the last ones were 36, so that should do me for a few weeks. But somebody said it's like clothing a baby, and you buy new baby clothes and they only fit for a couple of weeks. That's about how long clothes are fitting me for at the moment, which is a good thing, but it's a little bit annoying because I run out of clothes to wear. Something else that I've noticed is that my weight loss is slowing down. Quite normal, I think, at this stage of weight loss. But whereas for the first 3 or 4 weeks after surgery, every time that I would stand on the scales every day, there would be some kind of weight loss. Now it seems to be in steps. So there might be nothing for 2 or 3 days, and then a pound or two, etc., etc. I think last week I lost 5 pounds, so that's pretty good for a week. I'm not complaining, but I have noticed that it's tailed off a little bit at the moment. Another little thing that I had to do was on my smartwatch here. I've got a link watch strap made of links, and not that I had fat wrists, but there's weight come off the wrists, and I had to take one of the links out of my watch chain yesterday, so now it fits properly again, but it had got really loose and was sliding up and down my arm. So that was an interesting and unexpected sign. I wasn't expecting to lose weight from my wrists, but there you go, I did. And also from my feet, and again, not particularly fat feet, I thought, but the width has changed. Shoes that were a bit tight are now really comfortable, and the shoes that were comfortable are now sliding around a bit, kind of from side to side. So unexpected things. I think I might have mentioned this before, I can't remember, but I've lost weight off my bum, and again, not a particularly fat bum, I thought, and to sit for periods of time, and part of my job is to sit, started to get quite uncomfortable. because I developed quite a bony bum, which I wasn't used to, and I have got used to that now, and it's got comfy again. I'm used to it, but for a couple of weeks it was quite painful to sit for long periods of time, and I found myself shuffling about a bit to try and get comfy. And a delicate word about the toilet. You may have heard from other vloggers and read things about this surgery, that pooing becomes quite difficult for a little while after surgery, and certainly for me, nothing at all for 3 days, total constipation, and then for a good 2 or 3 weeks, maybe 4, constipated but possible to go, but painful and hard, and took a lot of straining. Well, happy to report that has resolved. I don't have any problems in that department now. I go to the toilet once a day. It's productive and not uncomfortable, and that's really good. I've had problems gastrically for a few years now, and I've been seeing a gastroenterologist consultant to try and suss out what's going on. If there were food insensitivities, I'll get cramps and diarrhea for probably 3 or 4 years now, in sometimes quite a debilitating way, and that's all resolved. We weren't sure what way that side of things would go, given that the surgery really does interfere with that whole part of the body, that we might need to manage side effects of the surgery from the gastro side. But so far, touch wood, it's resolved, and I'm really comfortable right now in that department. And that brings us on, I suppose, in a reverse kind of way to food. So I've been back on a solids diet now after the liquid and pureed diet for just about 3 weeks. I haven't had any trouble in that department in terms of what I've been eating so far, but I have been very cautious, and I haven't been eating the foods that I know can be quite troublesome. Bread, I haven't had bread. I've had toast, but not bread. I know that can be very painful. Pasta is the other thing that I haven't dared to eat. I have got a packet of pasta. I'll show you the picture of it there. Very, very small shapes, tiny little stars. It's for kids, I think. So that hopefully, when I'm brave enough to give it a go, won't give me any trouble. And the other thing that I was concerned about, that you hear stories about being difficult, is rice. We ordered some sushi in just over a week ago, because I absolutely love sushi, and I was really hoping I'd be okay with rice. In fact, we did it twice. We did it first a week before that, and I just ate the fish off the top and basically ate sashimi, and I was too frightened to try the rice. But I did try the rice the other week, last week, week before, and it was fine, absolutely fine. It was freshly prepared. It wasn't too hard, not too sticky either. So far, that little tryout of rice was a success, and I'm really relieved about that. That's going to make my life or a lot easier if I can eat rice. But I haven't tried pasta, and I haven't tried bread yet. What we have bought is a slow cooker, or in America I think that's called a crock pot, to make casseroles and sauces and meat with sauces, and that's been a really great success. My latest attempt was chicken cacciatore, which was absolutely delicious, if I say so myself. Made a lot of it. It lasted us lunch and dinner for 3 days. We just saw off the last of it today, and I'm going to be doing a lot of that. That was with chicken thigh, by the way, rather than chicken breast. That's the one thing I did have difficulty with. I had some grilled chicken breast, and it was too dry, and chicken breast is quite fibrous. It's the one time I've been sick, and I was feeling very unwell for a couple of hours with that. That really got stuck. So I'm going to be very cautious with chicken breast, but certainly the idea of cooking meat slowly, very, very slowly, I'm talking about 6 or 8 hours, and in a sauce, I've had no problems at all. So I'm going to carry on doing that. I've also got a Nutri Ninja. Here's a picture. And I've been making smoothies in that, and they've been great. A bit of yogurt and some fruit and some crushed ice, and a bit of skim milk as well, and they've been really nice. I've also made some iced coffees in it today. I got some sugar-free vanilla coffee syrup, a little drop of that with some ice and some strong cold coffee and milk. That was really delicious too. So far, not a massively varied diet, and I am being cautious, but I'm eating well. And also probably that's something to do with my weight loss having slowed down, because I'm now eating properly. I'm eating solid food, and probably the volume's gone up a little bit. But I haven't eaten past being full yet. Last weekend was another kind of milestone, really, socially at least. It was our first meal out, social meal out, and actually it was a barbecue. It was a friend's house. He was at the barbecue all afternoon, and he laid out a fantastic spread. Here's a picture of the table with all the lovely meats and delicious food that I wasn't able to have, so you can see what I was eating. This has been quite handy. Was a Dairy Lunchables box. That's a little box. It's for kids' packed lunch, really, and it's little crackers, little pieces of cheese, little pieces of ham. What that's really useful for is it doesn't have to be in the fridge for ages. You can get it at a shop while you're out, and it can sit in the car and serve as lunch or dinner, which I've done a couple of times recently. So well done, Dairy Lunchables. I'll be having more of that handy. More on the medical side, things that I have suffered from for many years. Diabetes, as you know, and from the last video, that's been reversed. I have no diabetes medication anymore. Sleep apnea, I'm waiting to hear from the sleep clinic as to whether or not I can just stop using the CPAP machine, or if there's a process I need to go through. I've been asthmatic since I was a small child, and we've had very hot weather, lots of pollen and dust around. Normally that's very difficult for me, and it's hard for me to go outside even in hot weather, and I've had no problems at all with my respiration, breathing, allergies, sneezing, wheezing. So far, touch wood, nothing. Gastroenterology, as I mentioned before, no problems with my guts since the surgery, apart from the constipation early on, but so far nothing at all. Oh, except that, and I know this is very common, for an hour or two after I eat, the racket that my stomach makes is quite phenomenal. The gurgling and bubbling, if you're trying to have a quiet conversation, it can be a little bit intrusive. That might last, it might not, but I'll let you know. Mostly I work from home, but one day a week I work at a charity, and last week when I went in, I rang the buzzer on the door to be let in, and a colleague opened the door who I've been working with for 2 years and said, "Can I help you?" because they didn't recognise me. Partly I've shaved the beard off, partly that obviously the weight loss. And a word on exercise. I'm not allowed to do any heavy exercise for another week and a half, I think. So it's been light exercise, which is walking. I've got a cycling machine, I've been using that. But we have a dog, and so we've been walking the dog every day for about an hour at a time. So I'm probably getting about enough exercise in, but I'm really looking forward to when I can do a little bit more. Rachel, my wife, is a member of the local gym, and I'm going to be joining her in that as soon as I'm allowed, which, as I say, I think is in about 10 days from now. What might be nice is to do one of my videos from outside while we're walking the dog, and you can meet Woody and Rachel. So maybe we'll do that next time. That's about it for today, I think. That'll do. Thanks ever so much for watching. Please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if there's anything that you'd like to see me talk about in the videos, if you've got any questions at all, let me know in the comments section below, and I'll speak to you again soon. Cheers, bye bye.